So many free games, so many free games from Epic. We got so many free games. They're so generous. Epic Game is so generous and they're giving us free games every single week. At the beginning it was actually every 2 weeks, but since then we got like hundreds of games. So many games. I'm so grateful because Epic Games is doing this. They're so kind. Right?
Just out of
I think so. Yeah.
out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah,
Robin Hood.
because they want. We are at home now, so they probably want us to play games to stay safe and so on. Even though they start doing it before.
I have a different.
They're like
perspective.
Robin Hood.
Okay.
He's except that they're not stealing from others.
So
They're
even-
actually buying games for us and then giving us the games for free.
So they're
That's
even
great.
better than Robin Hood.
Even better than Robin Hood, yeah.
I have a different perspective on
How?
this.
You don't like free games?
I love
Who are
free
you?
games, but you know
So you have to love Epic Games?
who gives lots of people something that they love? Businesses!
Television stations? Oh.
Businesses! And
Right.
it is to get more money!
Okay, so I get it. Because Epic Games has a Fortnite and it's making millions, trillions, billions, quadrillions, and the other aliens.
All the aliens.
All the aliens. They want something to give back. So it's like a charity to gamers.
No!
So they give us free games because the Fortnite is so popular, right?
No. It is to build a bigger business with more people following and essentially to try to take something away from Steam.
Oh, Steam.
So they're a little bit like Robin Hood, except that if Robin Hood's end goal was to be richer than the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Okay, so the Steam is like the Sheriff of the Nottingham.
Yeah.
And Epic is like Robin Hood, and he's trying to steal not the money, but actually the people,
The customers.
The
yeah,
customers,
by giving away free stuff to all of us poor gamers
Yeah.
so that we come away from Steam, and then Epic
But Caleb,
is richer than the Sheriff of
I
Nottingham.
remember when this started. This started in 2019 on 12th of December with Subnautica, and they actually said it's going to be for 1 long year and they're going to give away free games. But you know what? It's 2021, they still continue giving free games.
And each year they say that they're going to do it for another year.
And look how many games we got already. We actually counted this list, and it's from the Subnautica, the Lion Song. It's, you know how many?
I do.
So tell it.
Say it. 175 free games that if you claimed all of them at the right time, they are yours to keep forever. 175 games.
That's a lot of games.
In 2019, the total number was like 40 free games. But then in 2020, it was every week and sometimes 2 or 3 or one time 6 games
Yes.
in 1 week. So this is huge. And they've announced that they're going to continue to at least the end of 2021.
Yet that's all nice, but the question of this video is why they're doing it? Why? If it's not for the charity, if it's not that they're kind, like I understand that they want to like destroy Steam, but is it the only reason?
I would say that there's something important here, because we do get a lot of comments on our videos, which are almost all about Epic, by the way, that Epic Games will never defeat Steam, that Epic Games will never be bigger.
The Epic Games Store.
Yeah, the Epic Games Store will never destroy Steam. An important thing to note is that is not the goal. The goal is not to make Steam disappear. The goal...
Completely. No?
No. That's not
the goal is to give us free games.
No. This is not a fight to the death between Epic and Steam. This is Epic wanting to have a part of the very profitable game store industry.
Is still expanding.
And keep expanding and to be profitable. And yes, to take some profits away from Steam. But I don't think the goal is to be bigger than Steam, or definitely not to make Steam completely disappear. Epic does not want to be the new Steam. It wants to coexist in a competitive market with Steam.
A video that we made last year, and that we actually showed the stat how much profit Epic made on this, and how many new customers, and you can see it that at that time there was more than 100 million of customers on Epic Games Store, and how much they actually bought games, because even though the free games are there every week, people come there and buy games too, because it is the store first place.
That's it. But recently we've gotten new information about how effective this strategy has been, because from the beginning, the Epic Games Store is a startup. And we know now that they're losing they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'd like to say investing for the bigger goal, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the question is if they get it back. If they get it back, we can see it as an investment. If the store goes bankrupt, they've
investment
lost it.
Isn't I don't think it's ever 100%.
No,
it's a risk.
But this is a
risk they can really take because they have extra money.
They have billions of dollars from Fortnite, and this is the only model for a startup. You have to spend money to make money, and Epic Games started the Epic Games Store with the idea that in some years, 5 years, 7 years, will be profitable. But the first few years are just about convincing as many customers as possible to spend their money on Epic instead of Steam.
Yeah, they actually don't only give away free games, they do also exclusivities. So it's either 1 year exclusivity usually, or they once did 24 hours free Total War Saga Troy. So they're really trying hard to get new customers, and they seems to be succeeding with it, and especially it seems to be thanks to the free games from Epic.
A lot of it. I mean, I think it's a two-part strategy. Is the free games get people to create new accounts, and then the exclusive games convince people to start spending money on the Epic Games Store, because that's another big step. And we have learned recently that only 7% of the people who made an account to claim a free game, only 7% of them spend money on the Epic Games Store. So the conversion rate, it's difficult to get people to make an account on the Epic Games Store, but with all these free games, it's very successful. The more difficult conversion now is to get them to start spending money on the Epic Games Store. But this is starting to roll also.
7% of the customer doesn't sound like a lot, but we have to think the more customers they have, the bigger the number of the 7% is.
Yeah.
So
this is the strategy. The next question is how long are they going to continue? And we do have some information about how successful the strategy was in 2019.
Because again, the idea was doing it for a year. That's what they said. And I don't think they ever said after that we're going to continue giving it, but they just do.
Yeah.
So we cannot say for sure when it ends, if it ends tomorrow, but it seems like it's actually extended year by year.
And so far, it's clear that this is a very effective strategy for them. In fact, in 2019, to give away those 40 or so free games, they spent less than $12 million. They gave that to developers. They gave away hundreds of millions of copies. So in 2019 alone, they spent less than $12 million to give away around 40 free games. And people who made new accounts to claim those games, so new accounts on the Epic Games Store, do you have any idea how many new accounts they actually got in 2019?
2019, well, it must be tens of thousands, right?
5 million.
Oh, 5 million. Okay.
5 million new accounts on the Epic Games Store.
Too small.
For $12 million, any company that gets 5 million new contacts for that price is reasonable. If you think about how much it would cost to do traditional marketing on social media, on billboards, on websites, in India, in Brazil, in South Africa, in Europe, in North America, to get people onto the Epic Games Store, compared to just spending $12 million for free games and people come to you, that was a huge success, and it's clear now why Epic Games is continuing with this.
Well, Caleb, you mentioned that Epic Games is, of course, not as big as Steam, but there was one point that they actually took over for one day when they gave away GTA 5 for free, the internet went completely crazy, and the Epic Games Store that day reached more viewers than the Steam.
And so it's no surprise that they are doing these big AAA mystery vault games again. As we're recording this, it's in a few days, but maybe you're watching it after. We're going to see if the vault games in 2021 are as big as 2020. Clearly, Epic Games has realized that to get people to know about the Epic Games Store and to make accounts in the Epic Games Store, giving away free games is a very effective strategy. The last question is, how long could this continue?
That's also a good question, but I have an answer to why they're giving up the free games too, because, you know, the CEO of Epic Games is
Tim Sweeney.
And his idea from the very early age was that if you give something for free, people will come to you and start buying games. He actually did a freeware version of his game. He made a game,
his very first video
game, and he made a part free, so it gets known and people actually buy the full version. So this is a very similar concept, and it's proven to him. I think on that concept he based his everything,
his whole career.
So
Fortnite is free to play, and then he asked people to pay money. The Epic Games Store for the first year was basically just free games.
So this is the variation.
Yep.
He gives free games, and then there's a more possibility for him that you buy something on Epic Games Store. Maybe you don't, but some people do.
And if enough people do, and the Epic Games Store gets to the point where people see it as an equal to Steam, then it will just be about which store has the better prices or which store has an exclusive deal, which is something we could talk about in a different video. They're exclusives, they're deals with developers. Actually, the new game from Remedy is being funded by Epic Games as they're developing it. So of course Epic Games...
Remedy, the creators of Control, Max Payne, and so on.
Exactly. So of course that game is going to be an exclusive, but this is even another level of actually funding a developer to make the game from scratch. So how long could this continue, Mikhail? Forever? Free games forever?
Not forever. Two thoughts. Of course, as long as Fortnite is doing really well, and the second, to the point when they think the Epic Games Store can be profitable from now on, even without free Epic Games. So it means they got enough customers, and they don't think it's worth anymore to find new ones by free Epic Games. So they will stop it. But we have already suggestions. So that they would stop it around 2023 or 2024. So we should be good for about 2 more years.
We have a whole video about that. Can Epic Games afford to continue giving away free games? That's the name of it. The biggest clue there is actually in a court battle with Apple. Tim Sweeney said that the Epic Games Store will be profitable in 2024. That might mean that that's the time when they're planning to spend less money on promotion and free games and just get people to spend money on the game so that it balances out. So far, they're still spending more money than they are earning every year on the Epic Games Store.
Well, it might not be the end of the free games, but they might do it less frequently like they did at the beginning, because at the beginning, they give away free games every 2 weeks. So it could be every 2 weeks, every month, to kind of support it with a lower budget, but still. I don't think Tim Sweeney will drop this idea, because as we already explained, it was the idea from the beginning.
What's really important to realize is when we talk about $12 million on free games in 2019, we have to put that into context to realize that that is almost nothing to the Epic Games Store. Because in the past, we thought that this must be a big part of their budget and why they are investing hundreds of millions of dollars each year into the Epic Games Store. But we know that the amount of money they're spending on the Epic Games Store, a very small percentage of that is the cost of free games. And at the same time, Fortnite is making billions of dollars every year.
You know what?
A few $1 million a year to get more people coming to the store all the time is nothing. It could go on forever.
And Caleb, you know what? I actually think there's a small percentage of chance that people who come for the free games find out about Fortnite too. So it might be a little bit helping Fortnite too. So it's
positive cycle.
yeah.
That's possible. That's very possible. Well, we hope that you found this useful. If you came with the question, why is there 175 free games? Why did Epic Games give away GTA 5?
And if you thought like me at the beginning, it's because they just are so kind and want to give us free games.
No.
I hope we proved you wrong.
They want your money. But the incredible opportunity is they don't, if you don't spend money, you still keep the games.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is an incredible opportunity.
This is win-win for everyone.
Yep.
Because you get free games and you don't have to spend a single dollar or anything on Epic Games Store. It's yours forever.
Yep.
If somebody else does, it's okay.
Let us know down in the comments if you have any more questions about this strategy from the Epic Games Store. We've been following it for about 2 years. We've read all of the documents and the leaks and everything. So we have some theories. My question for you in the comments is, what % of the game store market do you think Epic Games can take from Steam in a few years? What is their maximum potential? Right now, they're at about 15% of the whole market.
Okay.
So there's also GOG. There's also like Uplay. Like there are other stores. Steam is almost everything. But at this point, the Epic Games Store is about 15%.
That's pretty good. Actually.
That's not bad.
I thought it would be less. So do let us know, and if we missed anything, feel free to point it out.
And don't forget that about these free games, we review all of them every single week right before they go free.
That's what it's channel all about.
That's right. So if you didn't know that, you should check out more of our videos, subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss any of the free games, and we look forward to seeing you in our live streams or our next video.
We really do. So until next time, bye.
Bye.